Hey everybody, I got a little rip-off. It's a mini rant, but he knows you're alone from 1980. No, 1980. It gets a 5, it gets a 4.5 from me. So, what we do? First of all, who do we got? We got Jesus Christ, okay. Marvin, the ex boyfriend and a coroner assistant of Amy Jensen, our final girl. And she has two BFFs, Nancy and Joyce. Now, Nancy isn't engaged, but her boyfriend is Elliot. Now, who's Elliot? Who's played by Elliot? None other than Tom Hanks. This is the first movie, I think this is the first movie at least, that Tom Hanks played. What the fuck? And he only played in it for like 5 minutes. So she's jogging and he surprises her and that's it. And then they're at the carnival and then he's a side major and he's kind of because Amy's telling that she's seeing this guy like Michael Myers does, like standing in the bushes looking at her. The killer's, and the thing is, we know the killer's name. The killer's name is Ray Carlton. So we got a detective called Gamble. I want to be fast here, man. I really want to be fast. So let's start with the beginning of this movie. Okay, this we start off with this bride to be, and she's making herself pretty, and then we see Ray, what you doing here? And then he sticks her hand not in front of her mouth, but in her teeth or something in her mouth, and then stabs her. So we know it's that Ray guy. Now after that, he apparently goes only after brides. Now I've got Detective Gamble. This detective doesn't want to work with the other detectives, doesn't want to work with even backup, like patrol cops, having his back. He just want to do it. I think he may. Well, to be honest, I actually kind of dozed in with this movie. It's boring. It's a rip-off of Halloween. You see him like Michael Myers standing behind a shrubbery, then he's gone. You see him when Amy's jogging back to her house, then he appears in the frame. Then we see him standing in the night looking at her through the window, and the other little guy goes see, Marvin goes see, and he doesn't see her. Then we have, oh, and this is the worst mistake they do. They use the fucking soundtrack of Halloween so blatantly that they did a little bit of different tweaking, but it's uh, how you can. I don't understand they didn't get sued by Halloween. I mean, come on. I think John Carpenter is a really great guy, but the producers are actually in charge. They sue. It's not John Carpenter who sues. I think John Carpenter is this guy, just mellow. He's a mellow guy. He thinks of money and cigarettes and independent control of movies, not meddlings of producers and shit from big studios. But that's why his films never really got in the big studios like Universal Studios and Paramount. But his films became epic cult. Epic cults, epic cult movies, epic cults. I mean, epic, just epic movies that nowadays figurines are made of. People are worshiping this movie, this man, John Carpenter. Everybody wants him to come back to make a sequel to the thing he was talking about. That yeah, he wants to do that, but he wants his amount of money, and he wants total independent control. He wanted to make H2O. He said, $10 million, I'll make H2O. Just because Jamie Lee Curtis came back for the fans to make that movie. She got her money, of course, but for the fans to make that movie. But he was swindled back in the day, and I see that happening by Mustafa Akkad. He swindled him for 10 million. I said, okay, for 10 million, what? If you're making this big picture with Jamie Lee Curtis, the the fucking sequel to Halloween 2, Steve Miner, and then Jameson, what's his name, who wrote the script for Scream, and is going to direct the newest one. You're a stingy motherfucker. But okay, I digress. So, okay, there's this scene. Mary and Ruthie, okay, two random girls. They have nothing to do with the movie except that one is gonna die. One is a bride to be. He's following her. Now the killer has no mask. He just has a black jacket, black pants, and he always put the frame on his eyes when he kills. Like, and I shit you not, they put black eyeliner underneath his eyes to make it the more big, more ominous, more scary. Fuck. Jesus Christ. You see what fucking killer does to me? So he kills the girl, and that was okay. That was a cool scene. Actually, Scream 2, but I don't think Scream 2 saw this movie. Oh, we're gonna do something in the same style. So two girls watching a slasher movie, and this guy is following this married chick. Now this guy has an MO, okay, killing brides to be, which is bullshit because halfway through the movie he starts to kill everybody. Non-brides to be, cheating girls, teachers. I mean, it doesn't matter to him anymore. So the entire shit MO, like he even kills at some point the wardrobe maker of bridal dresses. 10 stabs. You don't see any blood. You never see any blood. The goriest kill is a chopped off head. We don't see the chopped off. We see the girl getting her hair pulled up, the knife, butcher's knife, Michael Myers butcher's knife. Again, rip off, and then they throw. Amy finds it in the aquarium. It's one of the most used. If you find a chopped off head, you're gonna find it in an aquarium. If you have an aquarium in the house, you know there's gonna be a head in there at some point. But listen, so he kills this married chick, and that was sort of ingenious. So during the slasher movie, they get the scream because the slasher attacks the person on the screen, and during that, everybody's screaming. She's like, ah, and then he stabs him. He stabs her from the back of the seat, although the knife was just this big, but okay, it was a little dagger. But he kills her apparently with that stab. You see, a stab that's that deep, and she dies. But in Scream 6, you get stabbed by a knife that's big, 20, 50, 60 times, and you don't die. I think it's the age, we got more strong, we're built like monsters. And then, so Amy starts to see this guy everywhere, and he's following her specifically. And everybody who's around Amy dies. Like, example, Joyce. Okay, these are spoilers, by the way. I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this piece of shit. It's like at some point, okay, Amy following her because she's engaged with a guy that she actually isn't happy with, a guy named Phil. But Marvin is also in love with her, and she has a crush. She's her ex, but she still kind of loves him. He's the coroner. He at some point becomes a helping hero, and the guy on the white horse in the movie. Not not Gamble, the detective, because I don't understand. They have his name. It shouldn't be hard to find. He doesn't wear a mask. He just stays there in the open, in the daylight. He doesn't want to work with his colleagues. He detectives who are asking, "What are you doing here?" He's like, he's back. Even when he knows where the killer is, he goes to the house alone without backup, then goes to the coroner's office at the very end where the final clash happens. Again, no backup. He does radio it in that he goes there because the killer is there, so the backup is coming, but he doesn't ask for backup. That's just the thing. And they know the fucking guy's name, his identity, everything. But then, okay, so Gamble is a stupid asshole. I think he's throwing shit. I mean, this. So at some point, the killer starts to kill non-bridal women. It's like the directors didn't know what to do, and they were throwing shit to the wall and hope it stick to the wall. That's what they were doing. It's basically what they were doing. Which turd is not gonna fall from the wall? Oh, let's take that idea. Let's put some ideas. Let's throw some shit at it, and then see which sticks. So the killer kills like Joyce, who has an affair with her professor. The professor gets killed. Joyce gets killed. Like I said, the guy of the store gets killed. The only lucky one who doesn't get killed is Tom Hanks. His girlfriend doesn't get killed. She's the one whose head gets chopped off, and yeah, poor Tom Hanks. Now he's in the carnival, and then you have a little bit more of Tom Hanks, his shenanigans, his way, his mannerisms. His At that point, he was starting more of a comedic route. Remember, the Money Pit. Which movies? The Money Pit, The Burbs, with Robert Loggia on that that big piano board on the ground. I'm big. What's his name? Big? I'm not sure. And then with the mermaid with John Candy. He did a lot of comedic roles, comedic romantic roles and shit. And after that, he started doing serious things like Saving Private Ryan, for example. But he is a psych major, and Amy's telling about that she saw him again because when she's at the ride, she sees him standing there, and then she goes back in the ride, and he's gone. And he starts to explain, yeah, but it's fear. It's just fear. You're imagining him. You're making a manifestation of this man. It's like when the people went and see Psycho. Now he gives that analogy. I actually had a way better analogy, but okay, because it's about movies, right? He says the shower scene was the most creepy scene back then ever seen. Nobody dared to go in the shower. But then, why didn't people go in the shower? This was made in their head here. But then, I would have used Jaws. Because Jaws is the most influential film that ever. People didn't go in the water. People didn't go in bathtubs. And when a sponge in the bathtub hit them, they thought it was a shark. they started hunting great white sharks, killing them with the dozens. Poor animals, because they weren't man killers. Tiger sharks, bull sharks, these are man killers. 2 years ago, a tiger shark killed a boy, 20 years old. I mean, a young man. You know the Christine Watkins scene from Jaws, the first, from left to right, God, and he's praying to God. This guy's praying to God. This guy's yeah, Papa, Papa, and the blood squirting all everywhere, and he gets under, back up, chunk out of his arm, up. Well, it's you can see. You probably can find it on Google somewhere probably. It's fucking the Christine Watkins scene, only in my mind more horrible, because this is real time, and that was a tiger shark, a really big one, 5 meters long, 16 feet. They opened them, and of course, what spilled out on the docks were pieces of this boy, this young man. But you know, taking Jaws as the analogy, that would have been better in my opinion. But I guess with Psycho, yeah, that's how it's so good. And then you got Tom Hanks, and he's just laughing around a little bit, and that's it. That's his role. Now, of course, back then he wasn't famous. He wasn't really a known name. I think it's really. I'm not sure, but I think it's his first role. Maybe he did something commercial-wise or something smaller, but. You know, that's. But the weird thing is with the cinema and the theater scene where he kills Mary through the chair, he doesn't kill Rudy. So, but then again, he kills like a fooling around professor with a Joyce, a best friend of. You know, and at the very end, Gable shoots him in the arm, clearly in the fucking arm. He falls down. He almost killed Amy. Okay, listen, the acting wasn't that bad. I'm gonna say, okay, Tom Hanks, but but for 5 minutes, if that, but acting wasn't bad. The tension in the atmosphere could kiss my ass. I'm a big Halloween fan. It's my favorite slasher, and if you're gonna fuck with the way, listen, you know, Final Exam, we know who the killer looks like. Well, that guy had more charisma than that guy had in his fucking pants. I really, that guy had, you know, he was a stuntman in real life. He was a martial artist in real life. He takes an arrow, and that was real, not a stunt. That was really takes it out of midair. A guy who completely spans a bow and arrow. You have to know that goes super fast. And he had some kind of, you know, he was buffed, you know, he goes toe to toe with Wildman, and I don't know, that guy was a lot better than this. This guy's just with his fucking eyeliner under his eyes, no blood at all, and then taking the fucking Halloween. Yeah, that shit, you know, that's just a disgrace. And like I said, halfway in the movie, the directors were just, oh, all these ideas on the wall, let's shit in our hands and just throw it in the wall and see what sticks. Fucking pieces of shit. And then Gamble shit. So he eventually corners Amy. She's a good final girl. I mean, a good final girl in the way that she has the flight or fight. She's not the fight type, but she's the flight type. She immediately goes to the coroner's office where she knows Marvin's working. They call the police immediately. Marvin goes on his own. That's the first fucked up part. He takes a 2x4, but that's it. he should have waited there, but okay, it's always needs to be let's separate, let's die. But then Gamble comes in the coroner's office. He shoot like I said when he corners Amy and wants to do pull. I thought there was gonna be a little exposition there, but no, not at all. He just wants to kill her, shoots him in the arm, and what does this idiot do? He tries to pick up the girl with his back to the killer, not feeling. He know, knowing full well that he shot him in the arm. He's not dead yet. He's just lying there like this, and you see him coming up slowly. Even when he's standing there, he's still doing this with the gun towards him because he knows he's still alive. He's in the arm. He's shot in the arm. And then he yells, the girl, okay, put my gun down. And then, of course, he gets stabbed in the back. How stupid that this detective. Eventually, how does this motherfucker die? Yeah, he doesn't even die. That's the thing. No, no. So he's got shot in the shoulder. Then he wants to. She and Marvin reconcile. I think he hits him. Then he slams his hand through the window. If she's behind this door trying to get her, and she has this little, I think, a piece of glass or whatever, and she's stabbing his arm constantly, and he draws back, and then the police comes, and I'm guessing they caught him. Then we go few weeks later, I'm guessing, we see Marvin in a tux, and we see Amy in a bridal outfit. So she dumped Phil for Marvin, and then the movie started with a bride making herself ready in the mirror and sees Ray. Ray, what you doing here? Stab. And here, it's the same. Phil, what you doing here? Stab. Oh! And the screen goes to red glow and credits. Lazy. The movie started quite well in a sense with the kill in the theater. She was a bride. That's why he left the other one alone. He goes to the bridal shop. You can still say, okay, he kills the bridal shop, the dressmaker, because it's connected to brides. Maybe that could be the reason. Then after that, he went off the rails. He's killing, like I said, a girl that just has an affair with a professor. The professor gets killed. The girl gets killed. Another BFF who just has a boyfriend. So that's he knows you're alone. I would not recommend it, but if you do, keep an open mind that it's a fucking rip-off and a real fucked up rip. Every horror movie ripped Halloween off. Every slasher movie in 1980. I mean, Steve Cunningham called John Carpenter, listen, John, can we rip off your movie? He said, go right ahead. John Carpenter isn't the problem, but they used Friday the 13th, used their own team. What they just did was take the same kind of idea about kids, sexual active kids getting killed one by a killer. So that's it, what they took. And Harry Manfredini making great music, Tom Savini making great gore effects. That's what they did. And he actually called to rip off his movie. But this guy blatantly, I don't even know what his fucking name was. I didn't even write him down. He says, we're gonna just do it. So yeah, that's my opinion about He Knows You're Alone. If you're a slasher fan and you really want to, you know, scratch every movie off, then go right ahead. If not, and you only want the better ones, keep this one. Subscribe, like if you like the damn video, and comment if you agree with me. See you next time. Bye.